Boston Legal. The energy should be directed to the animation rather than speed. Its mane is shaved to show the elegant shape of the neck. William and Elizabeth Shatner's American Saddlebred, Boston Legal, is a prime example. He's a 10-year-old three-gated performance horse, which means that he performs the gaits of walk, trot, canter with animation while using his legs in an athletic and showy manner. Characteristics, all of the American Saddlebred. His life with the Shatner started when Bill and Liz spotted him at the traditional Rock Creek Horse Show in a 3-year-old class. He looked spectacular. The first way of the ring, they just longed to have him join their Bell Rev stablemate. On the reverse, he was a bit fractious. Much more work left to do. So the Shatners acquired him as a bit of a special project. They moved him to Biggins Stables for a makeover. He returned to the show ring undefeated in his junior year with trainer Renee Biggins, winning the Ultimate Junior three-gated World Grand Championship title. The next year he continued his education with Johnny Jones of Philly Prospect Farm to be prepared for Elizabeth. The team effort paid off as Elizabeth and Boston won the Champion of Champions title in the amateur three-gated class at the World Championship show last year. The next 2 years proved to be a struggle for both Elizabeth and Boston as they were both suffering performance-affecting ailments that kept them from doing their best. But in 2009, with Elizabeth's progressing recovery and continuing education for Boston and Liz at Brett and Susie Day's Gray Ridge Farm, Mr. B and Liz once again started perfecting their performance partnership. Regaining their winning ways with a 2010 Grand Champion title, it was wonderful to go to the Ridge Show in North Carolina, a unanimous Grand Championship win in the All-American Classic in Indiana earlier this month. Now Elizabeth talks to Boston like he's a person, inviting him before the performances to dance with her. So with a special request to Boston, please let her lead. Let her lead he did, right to the World Equestrian Game opening ceremony, where he was invited to perform with 2 of the other Bell Rev champions and an American Saddlebred ensemble that depicted the early era of the American Saddlebreds, providing relief from the war worries and entertainment at a time that local Kentucky parks and county fairs really needed it. Elizabeth with Boston, William, who was driving their majestic breeding stallion, and world champion fine harness horse Call Me Ringo, had the thrill of a lifetime as the crowd received the American Saddlebred ensemble with that Super Bowl-sized roar. As Boston and Liz entered the arena, there were cameras flashing at the height of the Rolex Stadium. The music, approval from the audience, prevented them from hearing some of the other direction. But Boston thought about leading the dance as he broke into a canter upon entering the arena. He then came to the party and let Liz take the lead. They struck a trot, continued through the artillery of flashing cameras and roaring crowds. Boston Legal gave Elizabeth the dance of a lifetime and proved that he was a descendant of the famous warhorse that withstood the stimulation of battles and courage with stamina and heart. Liz says that participating in the opening ceremonies was one of the highlights of a time. Now, Elizabeth shares the appreciation of the fact that this gallant breed never stopped serving the country. Programs like Central Kentucky's Riding for Hope, Horses for Heroes initiative is a pilot program right here on the Horse Park. It extends horse-related activities and healing activities to our returning veterans and to their families, inviting them to share a stable environment, help them heal, and integrate into civilian life. This is a program Elizabeth is especially involved in and happy about. Finally, Liz would like to give a special thank you to Gray Ridge Farms team and most of their beloved Boston for trusting her and letting her lead, giving her a dance of a lifetime. To all the peacocks of the show ring and their partners as they continue shining brightly in their lives. Ladies and gentlemen, Boston Legal and Elizabeth Shatner on board. To learn more about these horses of history, or making history as they do, still serving those needs, stop by the American Saddlebred Museum.